There are 5 leading candidates for the Democratic presidential nomination, or maybe 6, depending on who you ask. They're all competing for the chance to take on President Donald Trump in the general election on the 3rd of November. Here's a quick rundown of who they are, where they came from, and what they stand for. Bernie Sanders is a senator representing the state of Vermont. A self-described democratic socialist, he lost the nomination to Hillary Clinton 4 years ago, but has come back for another crack, focusing on universal healthcare and income inequality.
If you want real change in healthcare, at the end of the day, you're going to have to take on the insurance companies.
The best vice president America's ever had, Mr. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden served as Barack Obama's vice president for 8 years and was relying heavily on voters' nostalgia for that period to win them over. The initial frontrunner in national polls, Biden is presenting himself as a safe, moderate option who is best placed to defeat Trump. Elizabeth Warren is another senator, this time representing Massachusetts. Before her political career, she was a successful law school professor, teaching at a number of prestigious universities, including Harvard. Her campaign is built around holding America's giant corporations to account.
I think it's time for a wealth tax in America. This is a tax on the top 0.1%, $50 million and above your fortune. In other words, your first $50 million is free and clear.
Pete Buttigieg is the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, a mid-sized city of about 100,000 people. At 38 years old, he is by far the youngest candidate in the race and the least experienced.
And at risk of sounding simple-minded, I believe that the best way that a nation like ours should select its national leader is to have an election, count up all the votes, and give it to the woman or man who gets the most.
He is, however, the only military veteran and the first openly gay candidate in US history. He is urging voters to turn the page and look to the future instead of the past. Amy Klobuchar is the senator from the Midwestern state of Minnesota. Before politics, she was a prosecutor. She's competing with Biden and Buttigieg for support from Democratic moderates and argues she is the one person in the field with a record of actually getting things done in Washington.
Of all of the candidates that are still in the Senate, I have passed by far the most bills, and that should matter. I actually get things done and have deadlines. Otherwise, I don't know why you'd run for this job.
Finally, we have the former mayor of New York City, Mike Bloomberg. He entered the race very late, so late in fact that he didn't qualify for the early Democratic debates and is not even on the ballot in some states. But the multi-billionaire has used his personal wealth to flood the country with ads attacking Trump and spruiking himself.
From the instant I took office, I moved rapidly to revive the U.S. economy.
And according to the polls, that strategy is starting to pay off.